Hey then, welcome to Afterwork. My name is Valentine, and in this video we're going to be talking about the data science hiring process, and we'll talk about two different approaches that many organizations tend to take when it comes to hiring new data scientists. So these approaches that we're going to be talking about will be quite common. However, some organizations might adopt some slight variant of the approaches that we'll mention, but just having an understanding of these two approaches that we'll talk about should give you an idea of what most organizations or many organizations tend to use when it comes to the hiring process, and in turn it would help you to just know or be prepared beforehand. However, you could always still end up asking the recruiters. If you do get to be contacted by a recruiter, you could always end up asking about the hiring process, which one wouldn't expect to be so much different from what we're going to be talking about. All right, so let's get started with these two different approaches. So we'll first of all go through the most common approach when it comes to the hiring process. And this particular approach is divided into different stages. The first stage is usually the resume submission, where as an applicant you would submit your resume. Then the second stage is usually pre-screening or a recruiter call. So you would be contacted by a recruiter who would of course have gone through your resume and would have thought that you would be the right fit for the role that they're looking towards filling. So they would request for a particular call. Could be online, could be in person, and the idea here is to ensure that the goals that you have when it comes to professional goals align to the role that they have. They might want to know more about your interests. They might want to know about your timelines. They might also timelines with regards to when are you looking towards starting that particular role. They might also want to just ask questions with regards to the role's requirements. Maybe there is a particular visa requirement that's needed. In addition to that, they might also want to just get an idea of your communication skills, so that way they are able to be sure that you are going to be able to fit in well with the team. In this first approach, the third stage would be the technical assessment stage, where the recruiters, if they're satisfied and you get past the second stage of the call, the recruiter call that is, you would be sent an assessment, a technical assessment that you would be required to go through within a particular timeline or a particular period of time. The goal of this would basically be to screen out those particular candidates who do not possess the minimum technical skills. So this particular technical assessment will actually be reflective of what you're going to be doing within the work environment they hope you're going to come into, and you'll be given some time to be able to complete that particular assessment. In some cases, you might, instead of an assessment, you might be given possibly a coding assessment that requires you to just sit down for about 60 minutes. And the coding challenge would be used in a way of assessing your skills, your technical abilities with regards to the role that you're going to be joining. The fourth stage, right after the technical assessment, would be an in-person interview, or just still an online interview with the hiring manager. And the idea here is to get to know you a little better. They might also get to assess your knowledge of various skills that are required for the role that you're going to be filling in. They might want to understand your problem-solving skills. They might want to also get a feel of your passion and communication, how you communicate with different team members if you are to work within a particular team. Then the fifth stage, which is the last stage, once you have gone through the hiring manager stage, you would possibly get to meet the team. That's the team with regards to the data science team that you're going to be joining, who are also going to just assess your fit with regards to how you work, and also ask questions about different scenarios of how you solve problems, because you're going to be working with them. The last stage would be selection and offer, and in this particular stage you would be sent for a particular offer that you would need to confirm or even negotiate further if you do want to get some better terms other than what you have been sent for, or other than what has been shared with you. So yeah, so that's basically that first approach. Actually, it's not 5 steps, there's 6 steps involved. There's the resume submission, there is the recruiter call, there's a technical interview or an assessment, there's a hiring manager call, there's a team call, and lastly it would be now selection and offer. So the selection just means basically you're selected among all the candidates, is a top candidate overall. So yeah, so that's basically the common approach that's normally adopted when it comes to data science. There's a second approach which isn't so much different from that particular approach that we've talked about, the first one. The second approach usually starts off with resume submission, then after that it goes to the recruiter call. Then after the recruiter call, it doesn't usually, the next stage usually isn't a technical assessment, but a hiring manager call. So in this case, they get to assess your knowledge, understand your problem solving skills. Then after the third stage, the fourth stage is the technical assessment stage. So this is where they send you a particular assessment that would assess how versed you are with the technical skills that are required for that particular role. After the technical assessment, you get to meet the team in stage 5, and stage 6 is usually just a selection and offer. So those are 2 basic approaches when it comes to hiring data science candidates, and some organizations might strictly follow some of these steps or stages that we've mentioned. Others may have a slightly different variation. But I hope what we have covered in this video does give you an idea of what to expect when it comes to just the hiring process. You could also always ask, if you get to get into a recruiter call, you could always ask the recruiter of that particular process that they usually have within the organization. That way you do have an understanding of the different kinds of stages that you're going to be going through. In addition, you could always also ask about, in terms of timelines when it comes to the different stages, how long do each one of those particular stages go for? That way you also have an understanding of the entire duration of the recruitment process. Right, so that's it. Those 2 different approaches for hiring when it comes to data science. If you did like this video, do give this video a thumbs up. And if you'd want to be informed of such future videos when we post them, be sure to subscribe, and see you in the next video.